الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين
اللهم صل على
محمد وآل محمد. Dear teachers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. There is a famous scholar in Islamic civilization by the name of Al-Ghazali. And for those of you who may know, Al-Ghazali was actually born in Tus, in Mashhad. And in that time, the center of learning was in Naishapur. Alright? So after he grew up, he traveled from his village or his city to go to Naishapur and to study the Islamic sciences over there. And he spent many years studying over there. And he had written down all of his notes into books and scrolls. And then one day, after having studied all the sciences, he decided that he's going to come back to his city, or he's going to come back to his village, and he's going to serve the community over there. And as he was traveling from Naishapur, coming back to Tus, on the way he met some highway robbers. And they started stealing from everybody. They stole from his friends who were there, they took away their gold, their jewelry, every property that they had. When they came to Al-Ghazali, he had nothing, of course, except with a small box which contained all of his books. He said, "You can take everything away from me, but just leave these books." Now, obviously, when you tell a thief, "Don't take this, there's something special in this box," the thief wants to know what is in this box. So they opened up the books, the box, and they found there were scrolls in there, and there were books in there. And he said, "Don't take away these books from me." He goes, "Why? What's written in these books and scrolls?" And he says, "This is my whole life worth of study. All my knowledge is in the books and the box." And the thief said to him, "What good is that knowledge which remains in the box and somebody can steal it away from you?" Right? It's a very important lesson to be learned in there. The message that I want to take away from that for our madrasah is that it's more important for us when we're teaching to focus on the concepts than to focus on the terminology. To focus on the concepts than to focus on understanding the definition. It's more important that the children understand the concepts, they internalize the concepts, rather than saying that he has memorized a particular definition or he knows a particular terminology. Sometimes when I pick up the textbooks that we have, I find there's a lot of Arabic terminology in there. So I'll give you an example. When I pick up the book on fiqh, and they're talking about taqleed, I was even surprised at the amount of Arabic terminology that's in there. Muqallid, muqallad, al-a'lamiyat, and ahl khibra, and taqleed, and other terminologies which I can't remember right now, but they were all terminologies in there. Or even, for example, when you pick up the book on aqa'id, one day a grade 4 teacher, I believe it was, came and asked, in aqa'id we teach sifat subutiyya and sifat salbiyya. Those sifat which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, and there are these many, and those which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have. And about 8 of them were mentioned in Salbiya. And with every 8 of them, the Arabic terminology was also mentioned over there. And these words were really alien words. I mean, even for somebody who studied Arabic, but somebody who has completely no, introduction to Arabic, to have to memorize all of those 8. And the teacher was asking now my grade 4 students, do they have to memorize all this Arabic terminology? And the answer is obviously not. Now, it was different in our day and age when, for example, we spoke Urdu, or we spoke Farsi, or we spoke Arabic. When you present the terminology, it's not an alien terminology. So even, for example, when you talk about muqallid and muqallad and taqleed and things like that, we've got certain words in our own language that sound very similar, and so we can associate very quickly. When they speak English, these words are very strange and very alien. And what I want to say is, sometimes we put too much focus on having them memorize a definition or having them remember a particular terminology, and not enough focus on them understanding the concept itself. I remember when I was studying in Qom, I had a teacher with whom I studied for 3 to 4 years. These were private classes I had with him. And it was interesting. He would come in class and he would teach the same material that's there in the books. But sometimes he would go 3 to 4 days and he would be talking about these concepts, making sure that we understood these concepts. And then you'd find one day he would come and say, "By the way, in case you're wondering what we're talking about in the book, and you want to refer to the book, this is the concept that we're talking about." And then he would give us the Arabic terminology for it. It's a by the way thing, all right? Now, am I saying that the children don't have to learn any Arabic terminology? No. They have to learn some basic Arabic terminology. They should know at least taqleed, yes. They should know wajib, they should know haram. Every year, should their Arabic terminology be increasing? Indeed, it should be increasing. But we don't have to teach all of the Arabic terminology. We don't have to get them to memorize the definitions. So for example, if I ask the child, what are the 8 qualities which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have? He may not be able to mention 8 of them in a row. But if I came and asked him, does Allah have this quality? And he says, no, he doesn't have this quality because of this reason. The child understands the point, right? What's more important is that we focus on them understanding the concepts rather than just memorizing it or knowing what it's called in Arabic or what it is called in English, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Any questions about that? No questions.